Hjärtligt välkomna till Studio AIK Live. Idag så har vi en ny AIK-spelare här i studion, nämligen Juul Hansen. Varmt välkommen till AIK.
Thank you so much.
In the end of July you were presented as a new player, and you've been in the club for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Tell me about your first time in Sweden and in AIK.
Yeah, my first time here has been like really nice. I really feel welcome from the beginning. I was here on a trial to see the club and to meet the girls and the staff, and already from the first moment I was here, I felt it was like a club where I wanted to stay, where I wanted to be, and where I could see myself develop as a person and as a player. So I feel it has been like some good start here, and I'm really happy to be here.
What did you think when AIK first contacted you? Did you know anything of AIK before?
Of course, I knew about the club. It's like a big club in Sweden, and it's also a big club in Europe. So I knew about the club. I didn't know so much behind just as a football club as I know now. So of course I know by the name of AIK, but yeah. Yeah.
But you came from Anderlecht now, and you finished first in the Belgian league this season. Tell me about that. You won the league just in the middle of May.
Yeah, so it was actually really crazy. I feel it was. I came to Anderlecht in January, and then I knew I would be there temporary. It was my club in Denmark was almost locked down, so everyone had to find new clubs in the middle of a season. And it was difficult to find something, and because I had some connection and some network, then I was really happy and really lucky to be able to come there and keep my fitness. But it was also by knowing that I wouldn't be playing that much, and I would be coming into into a club where they had the start 11, and where I should like be more like a training player and be there. And of course I could come in if I did well and things like that. So yeah, I knew it was temporary, but for me it was good. I came in good facilities, in a good place where I could continue developing. So yeah, it was really nice. And then of course it was really nice to be a part of winning the league. And it was nice making an assist, a really good assist in the end of the game, in the last game. So I felt it was good to be there. Yeah.
Because you've been a part of promoting some Danish clubs up to the top league, and then you've won that league, and now you've won the Belgian league, and you're born 2001.
Yeah.
How have you been able to
do all
this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I like new things. I like experience things. I like that it's not the same all the time, and I feel like that's also how I am as a person. I have been like moved a lot. I have been trying to help clubs starting from the bottom, and then they have this believe in that they want to start up a women project, and then I felt like it's really nice. I really like people want to put an effort in women's soccer. So I have been playing with them, and I have moved them up. And then I was doing it with a club in Denmark as well, HB Køge, and then the year after we played in the best league. We actually won the league. It was really crazy moving up, and then the first year in the best league we won. And I feel like for me I don't know, I've loved playing football, and I feel for my own career now is like I wanted to find a place where I could settle down and where I could develop, as I said before, as a player, and just where I could find myself be in the next years, and not just coming temporary and know that I have to find a new club in the next season or something, but where I really could be a place, develop, and have coaches that also believes in me.
During your trial with the club, what were your impressions of the team and the club?
I feel it was really nice to be here. I feel like the girls was really doing great at the pitch. I think it was 2 trainings, and it was really obvious that I came that it was a club where they wanted to move up. Right now it's like coming into a club where we have to move up, and where we have like the last half season, and we have to do good in all the games. And it was really nice to come, and the atmosphere was nice. I like the energy and the staff behind it. It was really professional. I think that's also what I said, like in women's soccer, a lot of places I've been, it's really different by the respect of the women's. And I feel here from the beginning, I feel like respected as a woman player. And that was really nice to come here and to be like, not just a footballer that there's a woman, but actually they priority the women's here. And I feel that's really important, and that's really nice when you are a footballer and when you are a women's player.
In what way did you feel like that the team that you're coming to is a team that is striving for promotion?
Just the way they were doing in the first, like in the trainings, and the way they were talking about it, and the way like it was just a professional mentality. And I feel like you can come to a club where they play in the second league and where they want to move up, but where the setup is not there, where the facilities, where the coaches and the staff and everything behind it is not there. And I feel for being a club where you want to move up, you need to have the facilities, you need to have the mindset of professional setup. And I feel that's really really clear that it's something that is here. And we have a big club behind us. Like, it's a big club to be a part of. So I'm not doubting that it's a club who can move up. We just have to do it on the field and show that we are better and that we can move up.
And if you compare it with the Belgian league and the Belgian club that you played for, what would you say are the differences? Or
I think it's similar. I feel like there is not a big difference of like the level. It's like also, it's very clear that the Swedish league, like the top league in Sweden, is like one of the best in the world. And the Belgian league on the women's side is not as strong as the Swedish league is. So for me, it hasn't been like going so much a step down, I feel. Of course, it's like, I feel like go a little bit a step down to like go from the best league to go down and play as the second league. But for me, I feel like that's what it has to take also to develop. And for me now, I want to play. I want to be a place where I can really, show myself and be a part of helping a team as well. So I felt that was the right thing for me to do, to go down and play.
And like we mentioned before, Belgium, you were in Denmark and you played for some different clubs there. Just tell me a bit about that period and how you developed as a player then. You were even younger then.
Yeah, I mean, like, football for me always just been fun. I mean, I like playing football. I love playing. I love the game. And I feel like I have always loved it. There have been some times in the Danish clubs where I have felt like, why do I play football? And I was really like, in a moment where I felt it wasn't worth it anymore. It was like what I loved the most that became like what I hated the most, because it was more like I had to go to training, but in all the trainings I was like a cone, because when you were not like in the start 11, or if you were not the player who was by the coaches in the one they believed in, then it was really tough. And I had some tough situations, I feel, but for me now, I'm really happy that I continued. And I just, every time I play just normal football, it's like I really love it, and I wouldn't be without it. So. Yeah.
How were you able to keep motivating yourself when you were struggling?
Oh, I think like my friends and my family and everything around it was like a big support for me. They've always been there for me, and also in tough situations. And then I feel like the trainings there was really nice. I feel like playing in the trainings was really important for me. I liked training. It was more like going to the games all the time, and maybe the Friday training where you had to be like more like a cone, but like the other trainings was really nice. And I don't know, I just like playing football, so that's maybe why I continued. And then because I have a lot of things besides football, so my thought was not always on the football. I could think about something else and then come to training and do my thing, and then I could go back and do other things, think about something else.
Okay. So was it mostly because you were not a part of the starting 11, or was it also because the trainings weren't that fun?
For me, I feel like it's not about being a part of the start 11. It's more about being a place where the coach is believing in you. Yeah. Because I feel when I signed with this club, it was not like where I said to the coach, I need to be in the start 11 or I need to be here. I feel it's something you have to deserve. And like if you train good and if you train better, then of course you're in the start 11. But I don't think it's where you can be like, okay, you sign with this club because you have to start. That's not like how I think it should be. I just think like if you train good and if you train better, then of course you should also in a way get yourself deserved to play. And I think that's most important for me, to come a place where you are valued the most as everyone else.
Have you spoken to Jesper, the coach?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course.
Have you spoken to him before you decided to join the club? Yeah,
actually we spoke a little bit. Mostly I spoke with Harry, the sport director, but we also of course spoken before the transfer here. Yeah.
And how was your dialogue? What were you saying to each other?
I think it was like just cleared. I mean, like we just agreed that, you know, they don't have that many left legs on the team, so that was of course like my my positive things that I have a left leg and that I could come, but it wasn't because he said to me like, you're gonna be in the start 11 or you're gonna be like here. And I'm really happy that it's not like that. I really want to be in a team where like you can train with players where everyone is equal and where like you have to train good every time because otherwise you will not develop. So I think that's really important.
And how do you enjoy living in Sweden?
Sweden is nice. I mean, like, I haven't been exploring so much yet. I actually been a lot home.
You haven't been given the best weather.
Yeah,
yet.
I don't know. The rain here isn't that good. Like, it's really, really much rain here. And I mean, I don't know. I feel there have been a lot. Like, we have had 2 games in the time I came here, and we have trained a lot. But of course, when I have the time, I will go and explore. I will maybe go to Stockholm and see some different things. But I like it here. I like the people here. I like it's really similar to Denmark, so it's easy for me to come and live here. So yeah, so far it's good.
And more of you as a football player, how would you describe yourself?
Yeah, as I said before, I'm left-legged, but actually I can use both. I was actually born by being right-footed, and then I broke my right foot when I was, I think, in the age of 11 or something. Okay. And then it turned out to be like left-footed, and I have been left-legged since that. But I also use my right foot a lot. I think it's good to practice both. So and then I feel like I'm running a lot. I give every time I give myself 100%, and I think that's also really important in this club. I heard a lot that it's like being able to, you know, give yourself 100% and not only in the offensive part, but also defensively. So yeah, and then I'm fast and I want to, you know, be a part of the whole game and be there, have the ball a lot.
But because you feels like you could play, you play on the left wing, but you're a defender, but you can also play offensively. How would you describe yourself? As you said earlier that you're a wing back. Yeah, wing back is like maybe a good description. Actually, I was more like a winger in the beginning. Then I have played back in some of the clubs also, and then I think I have also played a striker. I have played like almost everywhere. I'm a player where I feel like you can put me in everywhere, just not on the goal, maybe. And then I'll try to fill out the role as good as I can. And that's maybe also a strength from my side that I'm possibly able to do that. But yeah, I mean, like on the side, I feel it's really nice to be out there, and I really like to take it 1v1 offensive. I'm okay fast, so it's lucky for me I can get home again when I go up, and I think that's really important here also because they want to use a lot of offensive runs also from the back. So that's why I like it here. I like playing the back here. And so is that what you prefer, or if you could choose just the way you want to play?
I mean, like, yeah, right now here, so far, I really like it, actually. And I feel like in the beginning, I was a little bit skeptical about it because if you ask me like 2 months ago, I would say winger, definitely, or striker, because I like being up there. I like, you know, dribbling. I like, you know, scoring goals and like, yeah. But I don't know, I feel here I have got the ball a lot. I have been like so offensive, so much up. And I feel like from the coaches' sides, it's like the thing they are saying is like, you have to come up, you have to like be offensive, and it just like gives me so much like what I like to do. So I don't know how like I become liking that position so much. Okay. Maybe it is my favorite place like to be. Yeah, I like it so far. Yeah. Yeah.
And yesterday you played a game against Tyresö.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you feel about the game?
Oh, it was. I was really excited before the game actually, because it was the first time where we needed to like. It was competition, and we had a training game before, but this time was more like we have to win. Game, yeah, we have to win, and I was starting as like a left back, and as I said before, the offensive part is my strength, and I was a little bit like. I needed to really do my best, and I was also putting myself up to like give myself 100%. Nobody should come, like what is it called, forbi mig, or anything. I just wanted to give myself 100% and make sure that we were winning the game. And I think it turned into be like a good game. I mean, we had some good positions. We were playing good in the big total. I feel like our thing is like scoring the goal and the last part when we come up, like the last part when we have the ball offensive. But yeah, again, we were playing good. We had the control of the whole game. We had good runs. I feel for my part, it was like I came so much up. I think I wish I had the GPS on, but because our physical trainer is not there, I don't have it. But I actually wish I had it so I could see how many kilometers I was running. But yeah, it was a nice game. It was nice to be a part of it, and yeah, they were scoring 3 goals, and yeah, it was nice.
How would you describe the group and the mentality of the team that you've experienced so far?
Like I feel like our team is like, we know we are good, and we know we are like we have to move up, and that's a good thing. But I feel like it's also important that we also know that we cannot just feel like we are better. We need to show that we are better on the field. And I feel like that's something we have been talking about the last couple of weeks. And I think it's really important that we continue doing that, because we can't go into this last season of the league and be like, we are better, we will move up definitely. Everything is like, everyone knows we are a good club, we are better. We need to come in and show it on the field. And we cannot just talk about it and like act like we are better. We need to show it on the field and give ourselves 100%.
How does that suit you as a player?
It suits me very well, and I get so mad when people is not giving themselves 100%. And I feel like now I'm new in the club, so of course in the beginning you are not really saying so much. You're a little bit quiet, but as soon as I've been here in some weeks, of course in the training you'll also be able to hear it and see it. I mean, I don't want to be quiet if I see people don't like fight for it. I don't like, we need to fight for it. Also in the trainings, we need to make each other better, especially if we have to move up, because as I said earlier in the interview, like the Swedish league is really good for the women's side, and I don't want to move up and just like moving down again. No. If we move up, we have to stay there, and we have to be like in the top of the league.
Yeah, you feel like a leader when you're talking about it, and we're gonna get to that later in the interview, because you've done a lot besides the football. But have you been the captain for the team yet, or do you feel like a leader on the pitch?
I mean, like, yeah, I feel like I want to say things, and I want to like help my teammates a lot. I feel like it's important to also see like when people do something bad, like of course you can tell them like maybe you have to play it before, and maybe you have to do this, but you also have to like read the situation of the player. Like you cannot just talk the player down. If you can see like it's not gonna help, then say like come again and then move forward. So I feel like that's something I like to do, and I think it also comes with what I do besides the football. And I have, as I said before, sitted a lot on the bench. So for me, it's like really important to also take care of like players who maybe do really good at trainings, but maybe they don't play or something. And maybe I'm not saying that I'm gonna start or I'm gonna be a player who will play all the time, because that's not something you can control or say. But I just think it's important that everyone feels welcomed and valued and heard. So yeah, that's definitely something I will try to happen on the team.
Yeah, because AIK is top of the league right now, and you've, like we said before, you won the league just this May. So you've been in this situation before, where you're on top of the league and you just want to stay there, obviously. Yeah. How do you, as a team, how did you do to stay humble and to just continue to work as you need to do every day?
Like you mean in Anderlecht or where?
Yeah, and like how did you do that now in Anderlecht, and how can you bring that to AIK?
I feel like in Anderlecht it was also a big problem. It was like the same, like in the beginning we had like, it was tough with the games. We even lost some of the games in the beginning. Okay. And it began to look like now we have to win, and we can't lose anymore, because then we will not win the league. And it was really obvious when I came to Anderlecht that I think they won the league 10 times in a row or something. So that was like definitely something they wanted to do, and being the second wasn't an option for them. Okay. But it was the mentality again. I feel it's like really common in like soccer, not only on the women's side, but just for everyone. If they are like leading, if they like feel like we are better, then it's really difficult, because all the other teams, they know they are maybe not better, and they will go into the game with another mindset. They will fight more. So I think we need to do that. And as I said before and earlier, we need to do it on the field, like when we train also. We can't just like train lazy and be like, we are better, we come here, we like, it's not gonna work. We need to do it there. And yeah.
Do you know anyone in the team before you came to the club?
No, I actually didn't know anyone.
Okay, but they've been friendly to you, and
yeah, I feel like the girls is really nice. Yeah, that's also what I like here. I mean, it's really important that the social part is also there, and I saw that a lot when I was in Anderlecht. Not that I'm saying like the girls wasn't nice or anything, like everyone was nice, but I feel I just felt so lonely there. It was like my social part of me is really important, and in Denmark I had so much of it, and I think I took it a little bit for granted. because then I came to Belgium and I didn't have my family, I didn't have my friends, I didn't have the option to just like call someone, I come over today and like do things like, and I feel like that's really nice here that the girls are really nice. They have taken me in so welcomely, and I think it's really important for me as a player also.
Okay, that's nice that you already felt that.
Yeah, I really did. Like
nicer than they were in Anderlecht.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like here they're just good at asking like how you are, like do you want to do things, and like I think it's really important for me to be like feel like that you are also a part of it, also when you're from outside.
We've heard that you're great at juggling.
Yeah.
you need to tell us about a bit more about that.
Juggling, yes. When I was little, I think I was 11, 12. I was playing on a like local club where it was like a competition. Like my coach started saying like before every training you have to juggling in like 20 minutes or something. So everyone was starting doing that, and I think like I could maybe only do 3. So for all of you who's trying to juggling, like everything is possible. You just have to try and try. So I was really bad in the beginning. I think I could only do 3, and then I could maybe do 11. And you know the record was just like kicking each other's record on the team, and somebody could take 15, and then it was 30, and it just came more and more and more. And I think there was me and another one where we came over 100 pretty fast. It was obvious we also practiced home. And then it went more. It was 500, it was 1,000, and yeah, suddenly I hit the record of the Danish people in Denmark, and I think it was like the record before was 7,000 or something, and then I made like 8,501. And it was like on a training pitch. It was like I was waiting on a friend, and I think she was late, so I just started. And then it went in to be like so much, and yeah, I don't know. It was really nice.
Okay, but she witnessed you doing.
Yeah, there was actually a whole like boys team. If
she wasn't really late.
Yeah, no, there was a whole boys team was also there, and my coach was coming. Everyone was coming, so it was really nice. Yeah,
it took 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was really long time, and I don't know. Like I feel the whole journey up to it was like it was just really nice, and like it was having something like a goal, but like where you just wanted to hit your record all the time, and you could go out like, as you asked before, like it wasn't because I made tricks. It was more like I just had to like juggling. It was very easy and very simple, like kick the ball up and carry it again and then do the same. And then I don't know, I was like, I got so mad so many times on my family and everyone who was like coming there, and when I didn't make my record, and it was like, yeah. So, but for everyone who tried to do it, it's possible. Also, if you only can make 3.
What was your goal when you started the last time? I
think it was just being the best on the team or something, like because it was something everyone did, and I think it was just hitting each other's record. I think the other one on my team actually made 4,000 or something, so she wasn't so much behind. And I think my record before I made the 8,501 was maybe only 5,000 or something. So it was like a big gap.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So when you dropped the ball after 8,501, were you were obviously happy, but were you in any way upset that you didn't reach 10,000?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But like I wasn't so like in the moment I was like, okay, I hit the record. I knew I hit the record, so I was just really happy. But I remember I said in an interview like afterwards that someone asked me like what my next goal was, and I said 10,000, and I said like now it's only 2,000 from like 10,000, so of course you know. But I actually stopped a little bit afterwards. It's not like I love juggling. I love like being able to do it, like to stay and do it on the beach, to do it when you're on vacation, just like doing it with friends is really nice. So like yeah.
Do you feel that has helped you with your technique as a football player now on the pitch? Yeah,
of course. I mean, like, I always just played so much football behind the football, like in the club. I mean, when I go on vacation, we play 5 versus 5, we play 7 versus 5, we play like, as I said, juggling, where we stay like together. And I feel like all of that together has just helped my technique. And like I played so much in the school when I was small, where it was also like 5 versus 5, and I always played with the boys. It goes so much faster, and I feel like so I mean all of that together has really helped me with my technique today. Yeah.
because we have a clip that we're going to show that is from when you were a part of a TV show in Ghana, and then you were juggling in heels. So that was extra impressive. Let's take a look at that.
Well, my next guest is ready. Please give it up. See, now, this lady, when she was 12 years in Denmark, she was doing totas, eh? Totas. That's what they do with the ball. How do they call them? Yeah, totas. Yeah, you do 1, 8,000 plus 1 at 12 years. You do one like this. 8,000. Keep counting. She's a professional footballer. She's got a big heart for football development here in Ghana. She's in Ghana supporting through clothing and changing lives, a smile at a time. You should see her academy and all the things. Please give it up for Laura! Laura! Wow! Wait. You did this. You did this.
Yes.
8,000 and what?
8,501.
8,501?
Yes.
You left the one for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very mad at the moment, so...
Wow, without dropping the ball?
Yes.
You kept... If you can do this in high heel, you go for keep person. Hello.
Yeah.
Wow, Aquaba.
Impressive.
Yeah. So, like, the funny part of this story was, like, actually the high heels and the dress and everything was bought, like, 30 minutes before the show, because I was told that I could come to this show very, like I didn't know about it before, and then we have been outside being like making football clubs for a whole day. I was like sweaty and I didn't have the time to go home and taking a shower. So it was like coming to a big mall and then, you know, trying to put myself like some water under my arms and be like, shh. And we went in, me and my mom and we called her our manager for fun. And then we went in, we were shopping like Pretty Woman and then directly to this show and directly in the state. And it was so funny. But it was just to say like the high heels was just bought for like the show and for like being there. And I didn't know that I had to juggling in there.
Okay, you didn't?
Nah, I didn't know. But they asked me like if I had some, like I think they asked me if I was ready and then I said like, no, but I can go and get a football and then, you know, we can play a little bit. And then they asked if I could do anything on the stage. And obvious, I only bring my high heels at that stage because I thought it was more like, you know, where you needed to look beautiful, you needed to be like there. And then, then I said like, but I can do it in my high heels.
You have done that before? Or you just knew that?
Yeah, I have. Like I was another funny part, but also in Ghana. We were meeting up with Dortmund actually in Ghana. Okay. They were also outside, and that was my way to get drinks from the Dortmund team to like making jugglings in like in a club that time. I think so. I knew that I could do it, but I didn't know like that it was like So I was like, okay, it works, and then I was like, we can do it here also. Yeah.
Okay. But you weren't in Ghana for that reason.
Yeah.
You were in Ghana because you're the founder of the charity organization Sport Creates Memories. Tell me more about this organization.
Sport Creates Memories. I started it 1.5 years ago, I think. It started out by being a one-day football events for vulnerable children, both in Denmark and in Ghana. Actually, it came because my mom got breast cancer like 3 years ago. And it just, like, she's safe now and everything is good. But it just touched me so much. And before she got cancer and before we had this sickness in our family, I never thought about, like, kids having a sickness or kids being vulnerable or anything like that. Because my life was so good and all my friends was good. And, you know, I just didn't realize that there was other kids or other people who could have, like, issues in their lives. So I actually arranged, like, in that time, in 2020, I arranged a football event for children affected by cancer in Denmark with their families, and with the purpose of they should just have the best day in their life. They have lived the whole life on the hospitals. They have never been able to go out and, you know, play football together and do all the things. I mean, we have some football schools in Denmark. I also had my own football school since I was 15 in my own community for like kids who is like able to come there, but I never seen like there was anything for like sick kids or like kids with cancer or things like that. So I think it was really important, and I told my mom and everyone I wanted to do it, and they said like, it's a good idea, you can do it after Corona. It was in the middle of Corona. I said I wanted to do it now because like they need to do it now. We cannot wait. And in 1 month I arranged the football day. It was so hard. I told I think it started by a Facebook post. I was just saying all kids affected by cancer and families, you can come to this. It's free. It's like a football event. And it's gonna be really nice. And in the post, I also said all the kids could wish for their favorite footballer from Denmark, an autograph for them. I was thinking I knew everyone, so I think this is gonna be easy. Of course, if they had a wish for a player, it would be good. At that time, I played in a club called FC Nordsjælland, so I knew all the players there, of course. But then they suddenly started wishing for FC Copenhagen and Brøndby and other big clubs in Denmark, and I was I had a big problem because there was 3 days to the football event, and I needed so many of the FC Copenhagen players' autograph. So it ended up I needed to, sneak me into the FC Copenhagen game after a game, behind the security and be standing there and waiting for the players coming down to tell them can you please sign, this is for children affected by cancer. And I got all the autographs, and it was all worth it on the day. It was really nice. And I said before the day, I'm not gonna do this again, it's too hard. It was totally volunteer, and I drove whole Denmark around. But on the day I was just I could do it 1,000 times again for this. The smiles, the comments for the parents. Some of the parents were saying I haven't seen my son smile in so many years. He have had cancer since he was 0. Now he's 16, and look how happy he is now. And it was so touching. And for me, it was just much more worth than anything else. I did the same a half year after in another part of Denmark. And one of the siblings to a kid having cancer was actually saying to the mom, Mom, it's actually good that Elliot has cancer, because otherwise we couldn't come to this football event. And another one it was his birthday. He was it's my best birthday in my life. So children who is so sick and who is affected by this stupid sickness, I mean, it was just worth to do it. And it made me realize that was something I wanted to do besides my own football, to help people in need and to help people who don't have the same options as I have as a professional footballer now. So I started the organization. I did the Danish football event, and then actually in 2021 in the summer, I went to Ghana. I made a Facebook post again that we were going to Ghana to establish.
How come Ghana?
I was playing in, as I said before, the FC Nordsjælland club. They have a cooperation with the Right to Dream. So we were actually, I was visiting in 2019, where at that moment I also said, I'm going to Africa, I want to make a football school. And everyone was like, yes, right. They laughed at me in the school. I was going in high school at that moment. And some of my friends who was from Africa as well, they were like, do it, Laura. I don't believe you, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I want to do it now. So I knew I wanted to go back, and it was just a matter of time. And then I posted it. I said I wanted to go to Ghana to make 7 football events for children in vulnerable areas. I was searching for sponsors for all those things. And in my brain, I was people were supporting the children affected by cancer in Denmark a lot. So I was of course, they also want to support in Africa. But it wasn't the same. It was not that easy to do it. And we were standing 2 weeks before, and I had to pay so much money because we hadn't found anyone who wanted to ship all the equipments from Denmark. And I think I got an email from Maersk at that moment, and they said they wanted to help us. And I was like, this is the best call in my life. And from Maersk, the big shipping company. So I just made a post on Facebook to everyone in Denmark, come with your used football equipment, and we will send it to Ghana. And then everyone did that, and it was really crazy. I think we were sending I don't know how much it was, over 1,000 footballs and over 2,000 sets of uniforms. So when we came there, we were having those events, and the kids was really happy. And I mean, those was the beginning of Sport Creates Memories. We started with football events, and then after that, I realized that I wanted to do something more. I didn't only wanted to make one-day football event. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to change the world through sport. And it's really big words, and everyone laugh at me when I say that I want to make the world a better place. And I believe that I can do that, because people is always what would my difference do? And it's it's a little difference, but what can it do? Not going to help everyone, but I believe that we can help everyone. So we started making football clubs, actually, because I believe that playing as a kid in a football club can actually do more than just playing football, but actually it's more like a family. It's more you get taught so many things you don't think about, but you get teammates, you get you come to the time. There's so many things in it. I feel it's really important to remember. So we started out creating football clubs and football leagues in Kenya and Ghana. where the purpose was to give everyone in communities where they didn't had anything a turning point. And especially in African countries, it's really crazy, but they don't have equipment and they don't have the money to play in the leagues because they have to be registered. So it's really difficult for the coaches there to maybe they want to be a volunteer coach, maybe they want to help their community out, but how should they do that if they don't have money and if they don't have equipments? So what we are doing now is that we are actually organizing football leagues and football clubs. So we go to let's say a community like if it was Solna, and then we are finding 10 communities. They are nearby each other, maybe in a radius of 5 kilometers. And then we create clubs there. And then all those 10 clubs will play in one friendly league against each other. And then everyone is asking what is the age, who is playing? And actually in all our clubs in the league, there is 5 teams. So we have one under 8, which is a mixed team. And then we have under 13 girls, under 13 boys, and then under 17 boys and under 17 girls. Okay. And then all the games is playing between all of them. So under 8 against under 8, girls against girls, and so on and so on. So because again, I couldn't, just make a difference for under 17 boys. I want to have every children involved. And that was why I said we need from under 8 to until 17. And it really works out well. I was really surprised. We started it out like a tryout project, and me giving 30 footballs to a community where the coaches is so poor and where some of them don't even have roof over their heads, where they don't have food for every day, things like that. One thing is to give coaches in Denmark or in Europe footballs and say you are a volunteer here, but they all have houses, they all have the ability, they can all get food every day, where when you do it with people who don't have anything, then it's really beautiful that they actually take care of it and that they don't just go out and sell it and say now I can live the next 3 years for those 30 balls you gave me. So for us, it's really important that we tell the ones we work with that it's not a sponsorship, it's like a partnership. We give you something, but we also need you to take care of it, to train with the kids, to play in the league, to send us results. So all of our clubs actually send us results in WhatsApp groups. So it's really nice to see. And I think we started out making 15 football clubs, and now we have 72. Okay. And it's really crazy because it's everyone is oh, have you scouted anyone? Is it talents, blah, blah, blah. And for me, it's not about being scouted. It's not about making talents. Of course, it's now it's going to be difficult and more difficult because as we are met a lot in Ghana, especially, it's Ghana and Denmark especially is really different, and we can't come and say we need to change your culture, because that's not what we want to do. We just want to come and find solutions together and see how we can help the kids in the best way. But for them, it's more than just football, because it's life-changing. For me, I can play football and I can still get food the day after. Where for them, if you give them a football and if you give them the option to train, they are really developing. A good example was we created a league and a half year. When we created the league, I said they can't play football. I was laughing so much because they were really, really bad. But it wasn't the purpose. They were just really happy and everything was nice. And then a half year after, we came to make a checkup, and they played a mini tournament for us, and it was crazy. They were so good. And in 6 months, they were developing so much. And that's what I mean. If you give children their equipments and you give them teams they can play against, you give them the option to develop, they are also developing, because they want to be professional footballers, all of them. They just don't play for fun, even though that's our main purpose about it.
It sounds like a fantastic project, and I can hear that you really you really care about it, and it's really impressive that once again you're 22 years old, you've promoted Danish clubs, you've won the Danish league, you've won the Belgian league, and also you've created this organization that now has created 72 football clubs in Ghana. Yeah. Very impressive. We have, I think it's 7,200 kids that is playing in our clubs now. Okay. And it's amazing. We have a volunteering team we are 27 people who is sitting and being volunteering in this. And the most beautiful is most of them is young people. And I was starting this because I really love making a difference. And I feel it's not that common in my age to do that. And the more of my friends, they are more caring about getting a Gucci bag or
looking good on the social media and being like, you know, say the right things in the right like time and things like that, where I'm really proud that so many people have reached out and that there is so many young people who want to like actually make a difference. And I was not thinking about that when I started it. I was all alone. It was like my project, Laura's project, and now it's like I can call it we instead of I. Yeah. And I really like that.
Do you see yourself working with this in the future, or how, because you are a football player, how do you see yourself in the future?
Yeah, I mean, like, as I said before, football is more than just football for me. It's like, I love the game, I want to win, I want to put everything into football, and my biggest goal is to come on the national team for Denmark and to represent Denmark. And you know, but on the other side, I also want to be an inspiration for all the people who don't have the option to play football. The people who is watching it and who really want to play it but can't play it. And then, of course, I want to work with Sport Creates Memories for the rest of my life. I want to make it like a sustainable organization where we can have an impact in so many kids as possible and give so many kids the possibility to play football. So yeah, and I think that's coming a little bit together as me as a professional footballer. If I can do it good on the football pitch, it's also easier to help kids on the other side. It's really like, I don't know, I have seen it so many times now. In the beginning, when you ask partners to, you know, help you and sponsor you, maybe they don't want to partner up with you. They don't want to put money in you because they rather want to help Cristiano Ronaldo because he's a name and it's better for them, even if we make a bigger difference for the kids. And then after some while, they see you are partnering up with other companies who is really big, and then they come back and they want to partner up with you. So I feel for me like now I want to focus on my football. I want to really develop and I want to give everything I have. But in the same way, I want to help everyone being able to play football.
Well, sounds like a fantastic project, and like you're doing a great job with it. We have some questions from some supporters, and one of them is from Kenny, who is asking you, what do you think you're gonna contribute with the most?
Like if you mean like my organization or my football?
No, no, we're talking about football.
We talk about the football?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What do you think you're going to contribute with the most to the team?
Oh, I think like, as I said before, like maybe taking lead in some of the things, like being, I think like, of course, fighting a lot, and hopefully I can be like a game changer, you know, help with like making assist, making like the possibility of us to win the game. But I think it's also really important to, as I said before, you know, get everyone like up when we train and when we play the games. It's really important. And I think we're not only one player, we are like a whole team, and it has to help. Like everyone has to do it good before we can win. So yeah, maybe in that way.
He has another question here. Do you feel that there's something in our game or our tactics that is something new for you or something that stands out?
I feel like the way we are so offensive, but it's not something that is like a bad thing. For me, it's really like what I have hoped for coming in a long time. I mean, like, I love the pressure. We have to press high in the field. I love that we have to use the backs offensively, and I really like the way we are playing here. So, I mean, of course, it's like differently from what I have tried to play before, but it's like not something where I feel like I can play this, or it's like really difficult for me to play this. It's actually more easy for me to play in this system than other systems.
Andreas is asking you about the fact that most of our games is played on artificial grass, and how much of the games that you played in your career and in Belgium that is played on artificial grass.
Actually, most of them was artificial grass.
Okay.
We had few that was normal grass, but like mostly was artificial grass.
Okay, so you're used to it.
Yeah, I'm used to it. But for me, it doesn't matter. Like, football is football, and where I have been and seen pitches that is not really good, it's like, I mean, it's the same for both people. Like both like our team and the opposite team is like the same. So I don't care about the pitch.
No. Mr. Josh is asking you, do you have a special goal for the season?
Move up.
Yeah.
And like become a really good player by myself as well. Like, I mean, not that I need to be like but I really want to develop as a player, and of course that will also help the whole team if you're developing. But yeah, of course, moving up to the league.
He's also asking you your favorite food that comes from Sweden.
Oh, from Sweden. I haven't tasted so much. I know that IKEA, they have Svenska köttbullar.
Yeah, that's kind of all I can say as well.
So I think like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Svenska köttbullar.
Yeah. They are really good. We have a question here from account named Perp. Tell us about the project that you're running with that we've talked about. But is there something that AIK supporters can help you with the project?
With the organization? Yeah. I mean, everyone can help. And as I said before, we are a lot of volunteers. So if you are like a person who wants to maybe be volunteering in something, reach out to me. Everything can help, and just a small thing can make a huge difference. Of course, it's also possible to donate a small amount of money or like use football equipments. So if you have like any equipments, it can also be like helping. We can send it all to Ghana and help a lot. Yeah, so I feel like there's a lot of things we can do together, and just reach out if you feel you can help in with something.
Okay, some quick questions before we let you go, Laura. Nickname?
Oh, I think it must be Lau.
Okay.
Like instead of Laura, then Lau.
Okay.
And then Juul, of course.
Yeah. Favorite football player?
Messi.
Okay. Do you have any female player that you looked up to, or?
Pernille Harder.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite AIK player? Do you know any players except the players that you play with?
Can I say the women's player? I actually don't have like a favorite player from AIK yet. I need to go to the stadium to see some of the matches. So then I'll definitely get one.
Yep. Do you have a role model in football?
I feel that must be, I don't know, like, I feel it's like I've always looked up to Messi, but like I feel I haven't like seen him like, I mean, he's a good player and I love the way he's playing football. It's just like I can watch it all the time, but it's not because I have like this role model where I feel like this is like how I'm gonna be, or like how I wanna be.
No.
I always, like in the beginning when I started playing football, I didn't know there was anything called professional football. I didn't know like that you could come on the national team. I just really like playing football and I still really love it. That's why I play it. And nowadays, like because of my organization, I started knowing a lot of players. I started knowing a lot of clubs, and I have to set myself a little bit into it. But it's not because I feel like, I mean, if I see a footballer, if I see anyone, I'm like, oh my God, this is like this player. No, I mean, we are just humans, all of us.
Do you have a role model outside of football?
Do I have a role model outside of football? Nah, it's not really something I have like think about.
No.
Nah, I don't think like there's there's a lot of people like I think it's really nice, and I feel like the ones who's really making a difference in the world and to standing up for that, I feel that's really nice. But it's not because I think I have this person where I feel this is my role model. No. Okay,
I think we don't have any more questions. So thank you, Laura, for coming to the studio, and thank you for telling us about your career and obviously your project. And I hope you enjoy AIK, and good luck on Sunday against Eskilstuna.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me come here.
You're welcome. Vi är tillbaka i Bytt språk. Vi är tillbaka på måndag. Då är det Fredrik Wiesur Hansen som kommer hit, och då ska vi prata lite med AIKs chefscout på herrsidan. Måndag 14.00 är nästa avsnitt av Studio AIK Live. Stort tack för att ni har tittat idag.